Okay, good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure to host you during this town hall about the next IHE Connectathon. My name is Claudio Saccavini. I am the director of IHE Catalyst. As IHE Catalyst, we support the organization of the Connectathon by IHE Europe, of course. And today we want to introduce you very briefly about the new features and the new opportunities that will be during the Connectathon week. As you know, the next Connectathon will be in the last week of June. The venue will be the Allianz Stadium, the stadium of the Rapid Vienna football team, of course. It's a venue very close to the Schönbrunn Schloss. That is a very nice place, very well connected with the downtown of Vienna by using the metro. And it is very a pleasure venue. As last year, we have in Trieste about 68 system registered with around 200 registration of the system. Also this year, we have numbers that are very quite similar. One moment, and I show you. This is the registration status from the registration status. We are reached the half number of the registered system that is normal in this period, considering that the registration will end at the mid of March. There are a good registration for different profiles. This is the registration of the profiles for radiologies. We hope to increase the number of the profiles like higher and so on. And there is also a good registration for ITI profiles. This is the registration of the ITI profiles. And there is starting a good registration for IPS as PCC profiles. Today, we will show you some experience, some coming from the last Connectathon. I will focus before starting to enter in this experience on the plan of the Connectathon week. As you see here, there are different events during the Connectathon week. The major event, of course, is the IHE-Europe Connectathon. It's a testing and Angel later explain you in detail what means a testing event like a Connectathon. But there are other events during the week. There are events, testing events like the IHE Plagathon tracks that are events shorter than the Connectathon, normally 2-3 days, in which it's a mixture of testing event and educational and discussion events. We will present the tracks of IHE Plagathon at the beginning of April, because the registration for IHE Plagathon will open at the beginning of April. And there are different tracks, and this year, the Connectathon will be focused on the new opportunity offered by the European Health Data Space project that from February is a reality, a law of the European Union. And so we want to focus this project with the activities of IHE and the Connectathon. We will have next week another town hall focus especially on the theme of EHDS project. And so we will focus next week about what events are involved in this project. Then we have another testing event that is the Austrian Projectathon, the ELGA Projectathon. It's a testing event dedicated to Austrian companies that act inside the ELGA project. And then we have also not testing event like the experience days, in which there is a sharing of different experience, and you find for the experience day the program, I believe, in this part here, and you have here the complete program for the experience day. You find also all the registration. You use different form for register the experience day, the plugathon, the projectathon, and the connectathon. And for the connectathon, the registration, as I said, will be closed the second week of March. Probably it's a tradition that we postpone this deadline to the end of March, but for the end of March, we completely definitely close the registration. So now I leave the floor to Angel. Please, Angel.
Hello. Good afternoon. So I am Angel Berger. I am the Connectathon technical manager. Maybe if I share my screen, I can. Okay. Share now. This, I think. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. So yes, so I will introduce a little bit the Connectathon, and then we have a few participants from past editions that will be able to give you a testimonial about the value of the Connectathon. So the IHE Connectathon is part of the IHE technical framework development process. So it's fully integrated in the process in the sense that so IHE domains develop the technical specification and then they submit them to the community. So the company can develop softwares and they can give their feedback on the specification. And when they test them at the Connectathon, they will see what works, what does not work, if there's room for improvement in the way the specifications are written and things like that. So it's fully part of the process, but for IHE, and they have benefit. They took benefit for they take benefit for it. Sorry, and for the printers, both of you, so the software developers, the Connectathon is also the place where you will be testing for 1 week against other implementation. So we welcome the product at any stage of development. So might be a prototype, might be a product you have been deployed on the field for years now. But our goal is to give you the best place where you will be able to test the IHE implementation of your system. If you find bugs, you will be able to fix them during the week if possible, and to test again what you have fixed. And in that sense, is a way for you to complete the last mile of your software development. The testing is overseen by a team of independent experts called the monitors. And they are not here only to look at your test and point out where you failed. They are also here to share their knowledge about the profiles. Some of them are even the authors of the profile, so they are very skilled on IHE. And you will meet other professionals, so other developers, other testers, also other QA persons and things like that. So that's really a place where you will network and discuss with other professionals. And at the end, you will learn a lot from this community. And in practice, so we are early March. And as Claudio said, until mid-March, we are in the registration phase. So during this phase, we ask you which IHE profile and actors you want to test. So by the end of March, we will be able to publish the list of testable profiles, because there are many profiles offered by IHE, something like 250 or something like that, even more, I think. And obviously, we will not be able to test them all during the week because we need partners for all those tests. But based on your registration, we will come with the short list of profiles, usually something like 50 different profiles that we are able to test. And until early June, mid-June, you will enter the preparatory phase. So what that's an opportunity we give you to prepare yourself to be ready when on site in Vienna, so you do not lose against your partners. We put at your disposal testing tools that you can, they are online testing tools, so you can interact with them. You can plug your system to them to receive messages, to send them messages, to verify the conformance of what you are producing. And all those tests are structured in Gazelle. Gazelle is our test bed for the event. We will have a series of webinars as well, and we will ask you to share the network configuration of your system. So during the event, you can connect with the other partners. Then comes the Connectathon week, and by mid-July, I think, we will be able to evaluate your work. It's a manual process, so we are assisted by the domain technical project managers. They will review the tests, what you've done during the week, and they will say whether you pass or fail. And obviously, at the end, we communicate only on your success, and the results are published into the IHE Connectathon result matrix. And you will get also the IHE Connectathon seal, but I think Claudio can speak better about it. And what will we do during 1 week in Vienna? Not only enjoying Schönbrunn. So you get the first 2 hours on Monday morning to get ready, to set up, to connect and execute your first step. And we will test until, I don't know yet, might be 5:30, 6 p.m., 6 in the evening. And every day until Friday noon. At noon, we stop the servers, so everything shall be done. It might be done, but that time. So we will have, usually we have a social event on Thursday. You will have, so it's you organize your testing yourself based on all the information you will have in Gazelle regarding the other participants. But we will have dedicated webinars to this process for the newcomers. I will not go further into this. So it's still time to register. It's a 3 steps registration. So first you have a form in ClickUp that will ask you for administrative and financial details to generate your contract, and then you will receive the invoice. And in parallel, you can log into Gazelle Test Management. So if first time, you will have to create an account. And then you are asked to register your system in Gazelle, and it's where you will pick all the actor and profiles and options you want to test for your system. If there's things you are not sure you will be able to complete by the end of June, I mean, you are developing them, but you are not sure whether it will be ready for Vienna, I encourage you to register to sign up for them. And if in case in May or early June say, okay, no, we will not be able to complete it, just drop me a message and I can adjust your registration. And on the contrary, if it happens that something become testable between now and June, we can also adapt your registration and add profiles to your system. We are flexible. We want to have most of the registration and all the profiles by April, so everything got an idea of what will be testable. But if we have small adjustments afterwards, that's okay. Okay, so maybe we can jump to our panel. So we have Renat and Ernest. I hope I say correctly your names. I think we have someone from ICZ as well. Maybe, so I don't know who wants to pick first. But my first question will be simply, why did your organization join the Connectathon the first time? So I know CGM is a long time player. Bastion 365 maybe joined maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I just would be curious, and I think it's also interesting for the audience to know why you decided to test at the Connectathon and how you were informed about this Connectathon. Who first?
So maybe I just start. So
Okay.
As you can see on the screen, I work for Compo Group Medical, CGM Clinical Austria in particular, as a product manager. And to answer your question, the first time that I heard about the IHE Connectathon was very early on. I was always involved from throughout my career in e-health projects, especially in interface-based projects, and IHE has always been a part of that. Some other vendors told me about the IHE Connectathon. I visited the first time in 2009 to get an impression what it's like. I participated at what is now known the IHE Experience Days, so a couple of talks and speeches surrounding the IHE Connectathon. Also used the opportunity to visit the Connectathon itself, to talk to the vendors that were there. And when we then started developing products which used IHE profiles, we started then participating in 2014, which was also Vienna. So this time Vienna, we have a full circle, and it will be Connectathon number 12 for us. And why are we coming back every year is we have the support on one hand from due to market requirements, a lot of different IHE profiles, and we use it in different scenarios and so on. And some of them are rather complicated. So there are a couple of easy IHE profiles, there are a complicated one, and you can develop and implement it to your best knowledge. But the only way that you can be certain that you have done a good job and that you have implemented it the right way is to test it. And the best way to test it is with other vendors. And there the Connectathon is simply the best place for that. So the opportunity to test your implementation against the other products, against other vendors, is the best way to verify your own implementation. And with the IHE profiles are evolving. There are new IHE profiles, the new standards that the IHE profiles are based on, and that will be also keep increasing our own functionality, and yeah, that's why we're coming back every year.
Thank you.
I'll follow up on Reinhard, and along the same lines, I think that the Connectathon is a very important place to test your implementation with other partners, and to be confident, or to gain confidence that it works, it integrates with other systems, and it follows the standard. Because, well, it's not really easy to see if your product is fully compatible. And I think that what matters the most is that it just works and integrates well. So that also matters for us. We joined the first time 3 years ago. We do secure messaging cross enterprise. Also have a lot of customers in the medical domain. So that's where IHE comes into play, because, well, transferring medical information, there are standards for that. We have the XDS from IHE itself. We have DICOM. We have FHIR. That IHE profiles are the common factor of like what do we actually implement out of all these standards, and what do we actually use, and in the Connectathon we come together and then we test that. And I can't think of any other ways to have such a large user base, such a large number of vendors who come together to test this.
Thank you. Okay, so my next question would be, how does the Connectathon fit in your dev process? Is that something you have as a milestone in your development projects, or?
In the internal one? So if yes, yeah, the Connectathon is definitely a milestone. So we plan our development process basically around the IHE Connectathon. So we use the year upcoming to the next Connectathon to develop new features, to develop new IHE profiles, to keep the existing IHE profiles updated based on the regular updates that are happening on the frameworks. And yeah, the Connectathon is a milestone. We're planning for that, and it usually works out pretty well.
Thank you.
Now we have multiple goals during the year, of course, also because of sales and potential customers or existing customers wanting new features. But the Connectathon every year is a good moment to revalidate that that you're still compliant. You did not do any changes which break that compliance. And yeah, of course, in the months before the Connectathon, it takes some time to prepare and we check the test cases and to maybe build something new and to bring that to the test as well.
Okay, thank you. And are you able to give an estimate of the workloads that are necessary to prepare for the event?
That's difficult to answer because it varies very much. So if we just participate to re-evaluate our existing implementation, then it's not that much. So it's maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that to check if we are still aligned with the projects, if some of the, as Ernst said, the latest developments haven't broken anything and so on. It's something different if we want to test a new profile, because we have to implement this and we have to figure out, okay, how to test it then at the Connectathon. That takes more time, but yeah, it varies.
Yeah, if you do this for the first year, there's quite some test cases you have to read and double check. For different profiles, it also depends on what profiles you are testing. Some are more complex than others because, for example, the XDS or MHD are quite complex. While if you're just doing the PIX, it's a pretty simple one. But you also need to check up on the ADNA profile, for example, and there's quite some test cases. It's quite a lot of reading for the first time. So yeah, that if you're doing that alone, that will take you at least a few weeks. And if you are not the first time you did it before, then yeah, obviously it takes less time. I'm not reading all test cases from beginning to end anymore.
Thank you. Do you have an advice for newcomers that will join this year on how to prepare or what to? I don't know.
Yeah, a few things. The first one is be aware that you need to bring your own server, or usually a laptop, but the application needs to run within the network. And it also has to be accessible via the Gazelle proxy. And I think there's some information in the ADNA profile also regarding TLS, if that applies to you. I think that applies to the ones testing EHDS. So check that and be aware that it runs well on your laptop on a local environment. Besides that, yeah, just start out by reading the test cases, get familiar with the Gazelle test management tool, and use the tools from, especially the EVS client is a pretty easy to use tool to validate your messages. So that's it, I guess. Run through the preparatory tests.
And confirm everything that Ernst just said. And yeah, do the pre-cut tests. They're very valuable as well and give you a good impression of what to expect at the Connectathon.
Thank you. I have no more questions. Anything else you want to add? I don't know, regarding your first experience or anything?
Maybe one more thing. It's always, to be honest, it's always a joy to participate at the Connectathon, because the testing with the other vendors brings some sense of cooperation and collaboration between the vendors, because we have if we do a test with a test partner, we both have to be successful in this test in order to pass it, and yeah, that enables a new sense of cooperation between vendors that you maybe. There might be some opposition in the market, but usually at the Connectathon, we're all working together to achieve the same goal, which is testing our products, passing the tests, and that gives a really good atmosphere.
Thank you. Ernest, anything else to add? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, maybe one thing is that if you join the Connectathon, it takes a lot of talking. It takes a lot of walking towards potential partners. Hey, do you want to test this for me? But yeah, as Reinhard said, the atmosphere is very good and everyone is really willing to help. Although people might be very busy, but we all have the same goal of getting tests done. So it walk towards your partners and don't expect everyone to come to you, but just it's a large collaboration.
Thank you. I confirm. It's the atmosphere is very good, and it's always a pleasure to meet everybody every year. I think we're done with the questions. Claudio, do you want to add something or to ask questions to Renat and the rest?
Now, first of all, I want to underline one point. I speak a lot of time with the new vendors or the older vendors talking about the Connectathon, and I say that in reality, participating to a Connectathon is be a part of community, because Connectathon is not a testing event against the simulators. It's not a conformance testing session. It's a testing in real world scenario with other partners that are testing with you the same profile with different actors. It's important, this thing. I'm coming from the experience of North American Connectathon. In North American Connectathon, for a lot of years, due to different reasons, COVID is one of these reasons, this community has go in crisis time and reduced the number of the members of this community. And now it's difficult to organize a Connectathon because you have some big vendors, like Epic, for example, that has no other vendors to test in the Connectathon. So it's important to understand that participating to the Connectathon has an added value to sustain this community. I only want to underline another point that is an added value to participate to the Connectathon. Wait a minute, and I'll share with you. Yes, this is one. This is the Connectathon result matrix. In this website, you find all the result of 10 years of different Connectathons. You see the high number of companies that has attending in these 20 years, 25 years of experience of Connectathon in the Connectathon. But from last year, we add a new add value for the companies that is the Connectathon seal. What is the Connectathon seal? If you go to the result company, I use Bastion as a company, example companies here. You find, for example, your company, and you find all the profiles and actor that has supported and testing during the Connectathons. But now you find also what we call a Connectathon seal. A Connectathon seal is a badge, is a digital badge that you can use to, for example, to present some docs to the tenders and so on. A lot of tenders require to certify your attendance to the Connectathon. This is a digital badge, and so you find your digital seal. Consider that if your customer scan the QR code, arrives to this page, and in this page, like each digital badge, there is the verification of the digital badge. Sorry, it's Italian because it's in Italian, my operating system. And so you can use also this as marketing material for your, oops, sorry, I don't see, this is the badge, and I'm sharing. This is the badge and the verification of the badge. It's important that you can use this seal in which way you want. You can add this seal to your marketing material, to your flyer, and so on. The seal is related to the profile, and so into the Connectathon. So you have each seal for each profile that you have tested during the Connectathon. So I believe that we can open the go to the question, and I see that there is a question in the chat. Oh, one moment. If you could put your question in the chat, or if you prefer, you can raise your hand. So first question is just an administrative question. If my company mainly want to attend to the Plagathon and Experience Day, do we also have to pay the Connectathon testing fee, or separated? No, it's completely separated. It's separated the registration to the Plagathon tracks, to the Experience Day, and to Connectathon. You have to decide what type of events you want to attend during the Connectathon week. Second question, since in 5 years my company is focusing more on fire standard interoperability of SAC, is this amount not simple to find other companies that have the same interest? Oh, no, it's not too real, this point, because in reality, there are a lot of profile based on fire. And each year we test about, if I remember correct, 15 to 20 different profiles using fire. So you can find, of course, if you are interested in testing profiles, you attend to the Connectathon. If you are interested to testing in not rigorous way, so without the seal, without all the quality of the testing of the Connectathon, but you are testing some things that are new, you can use the Plagathon to test this new idea. This year, there will be 2 tracks, very important in the Plagathon, about EHDS, European Health Data Space. One related to patient application, and the other one related to healthcare providers application. We will go in detail next week, and then we explain better in April. But we have some fire profiles. And Angel, do you want to underline this point, please?
Yes. So I've shared in the chat the list of Firebase profile. There are 2 new Firebase profiles this year from the IT domain. One is finance and insurance services, and the other one is scheduling. If you watch at the recording of the webinar we've done earlier this week, you will have details about it. Then the other Firebase profiles that are the mostly tested at the Connectathon are PDQM for sure. So how you query demographics, patients based on demographics, PIXM, so for cross-referencing of patients. MHD is how you share documents using Fire. What else? IPS.
IPS, of course.
IPS, so the Fire version of the IPS, so the International Patient Summary. MXDE, I think, so the extraction of metadata using Fire. What else do I forgot? So the RESTful ATNA, so is how you audit events in your system using ATNA to push the audit events in a repository, but also to query. So it's an alternative to the very old now syslog version of the profile. And they are the most famous source. And we have also, then it's like a web that's not Fire in IHE. But I think in radiology, they have also the Firecast something.
Firecast, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a question from David.
Yes. I hope you can hear me well.
Perfect.
Yes. Before asking the question, I just want to shortly confirm. So I'm David from the extension company from Austria, and we've been joining the Connectathon from 2012, I think. So for a long time, and not only it provides like a really good testing environment for us, but it's also like a really good social environment, and it's good to see and work with other companies in the field and to network with. And in regards to the IHE seals, some customers it's not like not only a good marketing tool, but we have some of our customers that require that we have the IHE seals for some profiles. So these are like requirements. So it's really good to have them. So coming back to my question is not necessarily directed to has to do with the IHE profiles, but there is interest this year to become monitors, and I would like to ask what are the requirements, and what's the registration process for being a monitor for this year's Connectathon?
So the first requirement is to have no conflict of interest. So you can't work for a vendor and be a monitor. We want a very neutral team of monitors. And then we open a call, and you have to not demonstrate, but to list your skills, and based on the registration and the other monitors and things like that, we just select the team. The call will open next week. Claudio, do you have it?
I confirm. The call will open next week, and everybody could submit his candidature. Of course, as Angel said, it's clear that we want to have some neutral people that could, of course, check the different tests between different companies, of course.
Where will we find this information on IHE Catalyst or on LinkedIn or?
We will share using the social media, and you will find also this information in the website of the Connectathon, the website that I show on the back of this tunnel.
And a very short follow-up question. If I'm working for a company that is testing at the Connectathon, am I not allowed at all to be a monitor, or am I not allowed just to test the test instances from my company?
No, in the case that the company is registered on the floor, we prefer to avoid some conflict of interest.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Other question from the floor? Okay. We are on time, and of course, I suggest if who are interested in understanding what is our roadmap to sync the testing event of IHE with the European Health Data Space project, I suggest to attend to the next town hall of next week, and of course to be a part of this community in some cases. If you will register as a participant to the Connectathon, or if you register as a participant to the Plagathon, to the Experience Days, or to the Projectathon, to the Healthcare Projectathon, we will be very happy to have everybody of you on board on Vienna. Thank you very much, and bye-bye to everybody, and I hope to see you on Vienna at the end of June. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.